As a Chongqing local, whenever friends from out of town come to visit, I honestly never know how to show them a really good time. To solve this problem once and for all, my group and I tried to put ourselves in the shoes of a tourist from far away and created this heirloom quality 3-day travel guide. For anyone who needs it, feel free to use it. So, what's the best way to explore Chongqing? The locals have put together a travel guide just for you out-of-towners. The route, stops, timing, and distances are all systematically planned out, especially the last part, which is something only a true Chongqing local would get. This is a super detailed guide for the lazy traveler. All you have to do is follow along. For those of you who need this or are planning a trip to Chongqing in the future, go ahead and like and save this now. This itinerary is planned for 3 days. The first day is centered around the Liberation Monument area, where basically everything is within walking distance. For the second day, you just need to take the light rail to get around. The third day is mainly in the Nan'an district. First, let's take a look at the attractions mentioned in this guide and see their specific locations on the map. You can clearly see that Chongqing's famous attractions are actually quite concentrated. As for accommodation, I suggest prioritizing hotels or homestays near the Liberation Monument. Prices usually range from 100 to 300 yuan. The itinerary will start assuming that you're staying at the Liberation Monument. Now, let's begin our magical journey in Chongqing. You could say that the Yuzhong district is the very heart of Chongqing, as this massive city originally grew from here. So it's home to most of Chongqing's most spectacular spots. The first day will kick off in the cultural center of Chongqing, focused around the Liberation Monument area. And all the suggested spots are within walking distance. First stop, the Liberation Monument, Chongqing's iconic architectural landmark. The moment you snap a photo here is the moment your first day's journey in Chongqing officially begins. Walk straight ahead for 721 meters to reach Luohan Temple, a 1,000-year-old ancient temple hidden amidst a forest of reinforced concrete. This visual contrast between the modern and the ancient makes Chongqing seem even more mysterious. Continue straight for another 1.1 kilometers, and you'll arrive at the Huguang Guild Hall. Built during the Kangxi era, its bright yellow walls exude nobility, combined with ancient tiled roofs. With curved eaves and sturdy pillars, the word magnificent isn't enough to describe its splendor. Traces of history are everywhere. Exit the gate, turn left, and walk 822 meters to Beixiangju, a place brimming with the cultural atmosphere and human spirit of Chongqing. You can capture both the Raffles City Complex and the Yangtze River Cableway in the same shot, making it the perfect spot for anyone visiting Chongqing to check in and take photos. After all that walking, you must be tired. It's time to take a little break and find a place to fill your empty stomach. A 9-100-N-50-7 meter walk will take you to Bai Food Street, where you can sort out your lunch. I'm not going to recommend any specific dishes, because there's so much variety here. Just buy whatever you feel like. Basically, everything tastes pretty good, and the prices aren't too expensive. Once you're full, let's head to the next spot. Head up 568 meters to the Gotai Arts Center, a cubist architectural space in black and red tones. With its interlocking, overlapping, and protruding blocks, it looks good from any angle you shoot. After getting to the pedestrian rooftop, walk another 476 meters to Quixing Tower. Don't let the hospital at the entrance fool you, everyone. I've been tricked by it a few times myself and didn't go up. Just take the stairs on the right. This is where you'll get the best feel for it. A specialty you'll only find in Chongqing, a place where you might think you're on the first floor, but you're actually on the 20th. What's a first day in Chongqing without some hot pot? From Quixing Tower, go down the slope for about 347 meters, and you'll find a local hot pot restaurant called Whip. If I have friends visiting from out of town, I almost always bring them here. The prices are reasonable, apart from the first serving of fresh beef tray. No other dish costs more than 30 yuan. For those of you visiting from other places, I recommend not being stubborn and ordering the yuan yang or split hot pot, although you might get some confused looks from the Chongqing locals. Mildly spicy in Chongqing is a completely different concept compared to anywhere else. Can you eat any more? I can't. It's too spicy. And we haven't even put the spiciest ingredient in yet. For your own well-being and also to save room for the next 2 days of our itinerary. After the hot pot, it will be dark, which is the perfect time to head to Hongyu Cave. Although I'd say it's very crowded and not really worth visiting. Most people still go, following that well, since we're already here spirit. Next, I'll suggest what I think is the most optimal route. Go back up this slope for about 627 meters and you'll reach the Dajiang pedestrian path. Heading down to the Hongyu Cave viewing platform from here is much less crowded. And it also saves you a lot of time from queuing to get inside Hongyu Cave. Taking photos from the viewing platform is good enough. There's really nothing that interesting inside Hongyu Cave. If you don't want to squeeze through the crowd on the overpass to climb back up, you can buy a bus ticket right next to the bridge. For 6 yuan per person, it will take you near the Jiaokanku area. If you still have plenty of time, you can wander around the shopping malls near the Jifang Bay or Liberation Monument. The light rail is another one of Chongqing's calling cards. So the second day will be a day of traveling by train. Here, I suggest you search for the MD Chen or write code mini program on WeChat. You don't need to buy a ticket. Just scan the code to enter the station directly. And you can also find the rail line map on it. At Linjiangmen Station, get on line 2. Heading towards Liziba, I recommend getting to the first car early, so you can film the train passing through the building from a first-person perspective. After watching the train pass through the building at Liziba Station, you can walk 274 meters to the right. There's a small yellow building. And waiting for a yellow Ferrari to pass by for a photo op is a super popular thing to do. Continue up the slope for another 100 meters, and you'll arrive at the main branch of Liziba Liangshan Chicken. You can have lunch here. The Liangshan chicken and taro are stewed until they're incredibly soft and tender. And it's also an authentic local Chongqing dish. It tastes absolutely delicious. After you've had your fill, the next stop is Ellington Factory Creative Park. If you want to walk off your meal, you can continue walking along the slope for 1.1 kilometers to get there. The scenery along the way is beautiful. If you don't want to walk, you can take a taxi. Ellington is a pretty prominent creative park in Chongqing. The movies Better Days and I Belong to You are both filmed here. Snap a bunch of photos, and you'll have a set of super cool pictures in no time. After exploring for a while, I suggest finding a place to sit down, rest, and have some bubble tea and snacks. After that, get on line 1 at Elling Station. You'll pass by Liangluku Station, which is home to the Crown Grand Escalator. Personally, I don't find it that interesting, but to each their own. If you don't get off the train, just stay on to reach your destination. From Shaoxizi Station, switch to line 6 and ride for 1 stop to get to the Chongqing Jiangbei Grand Theater. Go out of exit 2, and it's about a 265-meter walk to the Grand Theater. Just follow the signs towards Zhangjian Park. And from there you can see Hongyu Cave from the opposite riverbank. Personally, I think this is the absolute best spot to view Hongyu Cave. No matter how crowded it gets, you just need to stand on a rock and point your camera upwards too. Avoid the sea of people, and you'll get some once-in-a-lifetime shots. To get from the Grand Theater back to the Liberation Monument, after you exit the subway station, walk about 1.1 kilometers to reach Chongqing Shibadi. Grab a bite to eat, then find a bar to chill at. Experience Chongqing's nightlife, and spend your second night here. The Nandan district boasts the most beautiful riverside scenery in Chongqing, and it's also the area most steeped in the city's history and culture. So, for the third day of our trip, We'll mainly be exploring Nan'an, starting from the Liberation Monument. You can either walk to the Yangtze River Cableway or take a vintage cruise. After taking Line 6 to Shangxinji Station in Nan'an, make your way to Longmenhao Old Street. This place features green brick and gray tile architecture in the style of the Republic of China. And many Chongqing locals love to come here to hang out. I'll let you in on an incredible photo spot. Go up to the second floor and find Zhangtian in Xiamen. Photos taken from here can perfectly frame the Dongshuimen Bridge. Next, take a taxi to Danzishi and look for Dongyuan 1891 Guanyandao. If you don't mind the distance, you can also walk about 1.8 kilometers to get there. Once you're there, follow the direction the finger is pointing for about 100 meters, and you'll arrive at your destination. This spot is probably better for those who are into photography, as it's really just a residential area with some pretty unique architecture. Other than taking pictures, there isn't much else to see or do. The check-in photo spot with the Raffles City building through the bridge's arch is also nearby. About 3.7 kilometers away, you should take a taxi there. Find your way to the Clock Tower Square, then take the stairs down to the riverbank. Please be extra careful about your safety when taking pictures here, as there aren't many protective barriers. The photos come out much better if you take them here in the evening. After you're done with photos, head back to Shangxin Street. The Huang Tea House, which is super popular online, is located right here. I'm guessing it's packed with people there right now. So whether or not you can get a shot at that Instagrammable spot will all come down to luck. To be honest, most of the tea houses around here are pretty nice. Order a cup of tea and some desserts, enjoy the cool river breeze, and spend a relaxing afternoon in Chongqing. In the evening, take Line 6 back to the Liberation Monument and find a place called Xing Se, Yinxiang that all the locals recommend. After exiting the subway station, it's about a 6-100-and-30-9- meter walk to get there. Treat yourself to a full-body spa treatment here to soothe away the exhaustion from 3 days of walking. The price is just a little over 100 yuan, which isn't too expensive. And the food and desserts here are completely free. You can even have dinner right here. And that concludes our 3-day magical tour of Chongqing. Of course, Chongqing has more to offer than just the places I've mentioned in this video. There are still so many other fascinating places worth exploring more deeply. For example, the mountain trails with their own unique charm, Jiangshan 4th Road, a famous filming location, or the graffiti street of the Sichuan Fine Arts Institute, and so on. Please remember, this itinerary is just a suggestion. What's more important is to bring an eye for beauty to truly experience the unique charm of this city. Follow me to unlock more travel guides for other cities. See you all in the next video. Goodbye! Our 3-day magical trip in Chongqing comes to an end here. Of course, Chongqing has so much more to offer than just the places mentioned in the video. There are still plenty of other fascinating spots with their own unique charm that are worth a deeper exploration. The high-altitude grasslands of Fairy Mountain, whose beauty is often compared to the landscapes of Northern Europe. For example, attractions like the Dazu Rock Carvings, a World Cultural Heritage Site, you can save for your next visit to Chongqing. Chongqing still has so many more fun places and delicious foods worth recommending. If you have any better suggestions, feel free to discuss them together in the comments section. We welcome friends from all over the country to come and experience this fiery city. If you found this guide helpful, please give the video a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And even if you didn't like it, please hit subscribe anyway. We've gone ahead and made the mistakes so that you can avoid them. I'm Maid Q's little assistant. See you in the next episode.